Hey guys, my name's Adam Belansky, and I'm here to interview.
Chris Blackman. I'm the Director of Partner Marketing at AvePoint and co-chair of our Channel Development Advisory Council.
I have some questions for you, and so what drew you to GTIAs in the first place?
ChannelCon, back when this was under the CompTIA umbrella, was actually my very first event in the channel. I'd started as the editor-in-chief of a trade magazine called The VAR Guy. And about 3 weeks after my hire date, I came to ChannelCon and did my first speaking session. And it was my first introduction to this community. And it's just gotten better every year after that.
Yeah. So you have some journalistic history, and
Uh-huh.
there's a stat I learned today about you that I did not know before.
Uh-oh.
Reading, how many books a year do you read?
Well over 200. I can't believe you're bringing this up.
It's good content. But outside of just constantly reading and so forth, how would you describe GTIA's value to a growing IT or MSP provider?
So I think there are a couple of things that is very special about GTIA. The first one is the educational opportunities. We all go to a ton of shows, we all see a lot of content, but it's not often that you see vendor neutral thought leadership, especially at events like this. And so being able to present that thought leadership, those insights and the lessons that really help IT service providers improve their business and grow their revenue streams and expand their client base is it's really powerful. And then the second one is obviously community. That is one of the first words that anyone thinks of whenever they think of GTIA. It's such a tight knit community. The networking opportunities that just turn into friendships, the peer groups, the conversations in the hallway. Yeah, so GTIA to me is community and education, as well as philanthropy. We do a lot of charitable work as well.
Awesome. And so let's just shift gears just a little. Let's talk about your journey to the Channel Development Advisory Council. What really inspired you to join the Channel Development Advisory Council?
So I had been wanting to join CDAC for years before I was finally allowed to. I was, again, a journalist, and so media outlets were not allowed to join the advisory councils. So the second I left Channel Futures and started with JS Group, I started my campaign. And a couple of months after that, I was on the council. I really wanted to join because the work that council does was so inspirational to me. GTIA has several different councils, I think six, and they produce top-notch thought leadership that's really attached to specific technologies. So AI, data, SaaS. But Channel Development Advisory Council is a little bit different because we try to help IT service providers as well as vendors take the lessons that those other councils give them and create services opportunities around them and help them really succeed in the channel. So it's a little bit more of a nebulous value proposition, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's been fun. So you play a pretty big role inside our CDAC, and so how kind of helped shape your perspective of where our IT channel is going?
Where the channel is going, CDAC, we're very lucky. We have an incredibly diverse roster of members in there, from partners to vendors, distributors, and people like myself that have unconventional backgrounds, even though I work for a vendor now. So there's a lot of different perspectives, a lot of different areas of expertise. And we start almost every single one of our working sessions just talking about what is it that you have seen in the industry lately? What is it that partners and vendors are struggling with? And we have a big discussion where I always learn so much, right? So every time that we get together, I feel like my knowledge has gone up a couple notches.
Yeah. So if you were to thinking about your own journey, if you were talking to somebody about getting more involved in GTIA, what would you tell them based on your own journey?
Number one, you got to make a business case to your employer because as of now, you only really get the full benefit of GTIA if your organization is a member, which is not really a hard sell, right? The value that you get for your spend with GTIA is really incredible. So being able to make that business case to your organization is the first step. And then really diving in, examining the resources, going to the events, joining the communities. If you're just a fly on the wall of GTIA, there's so much that you miss out on. But if you really engage and give energy to that relationship, the benefits are just exponential.
Yeah. So, speaking of the resources, are there any recent things that we've been working on that from GTIA you think that people should be paying attention to?
Yeah, so one of the pieces of content we put out that I'm super proud of recently is the Tech Vendors Guidebook. And really, the perspective that we approach this project with is there are a lot of vendors who want to establish an indirect sales channel, and they really don't know what they're doing. They don't know the questions that they need to be asking and answering before they actually do that. So we came out with a really incredible guidebook for those vendors. And then this week at ChannelCon, we've taken that guidebook and we've switched the perspective on it. So now it's geared towards MSPs and IT service providers to say, if you are going to explore establishing a relationship with a vendor, here are the questions you should be asking them. And if they don't have satisfactory answers, it's a red flag.
Yeah, for sure. Uh, Last question is, how can the broader community, vendors, peer groups, MSPs, help amplify the work that we're doing and the work the CDAC's doing?
So I would say the number one thing that we struggle with is social presence, especially moving from CompTIA over to GTIA. You know, it's not like it's been a rough transition, but it is a transition, right? And so if you see a piece of content that really resonates with you, share it with your network, either on social or within your organization. And then if your organization is a part of GTIA, have them come to our events, have them listen to the councils and the communities speak, really make sure that they understand the value that we're trying to provide to our membership, and then evangelize it.
Yeah, excellent. Well, thank you very much for joining me, and this is exciting. That's it.
All right, great, thanks.
Done.